The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has over 10,000 unique cards for players to collect, trade, and construct their own personal decks. But what would happen if players only had access to the bare minimum? In this series, both the TheRJB0 and myself will each open a very select amount of sealed product. Once we open that product, we must build a deck using only those specific cards pulled. That's it. And at the end of each episode, we discard the entirety of our pulls to the graveyard and start from scratch with a new product. Every card counts. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Showdown. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code CIMOOOOO5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content.
Another win on the board, finally, and in our fastest episode yet. It's feeling pretty good, even if those wins were a little bit suspect, and I may have thrown game one. But we're gonna always do better. Every episode, I'm learning, I'm gonna grow, and unfortunately, I have to start this one with some bad news, which is I have been called back into my office for work, which means I don't have very much time, which means I probably don't have enough time to continue the doodles as I have. Those of you who have been enjoying how elaborate they've gotten recently, I apologize. I wish I could continue doing that. However, I do want to take a second to talk about this week's doodle, because this week's doodle is special. This one, because it's probably the last one I'm going to get to do with this much ever, I wanted to take the opportunity to doodle Alex's favorite monster, Breaker the Magical Warrior, for him, so I could give him a special shout out and a special thanks. I really appreciate that Alex has brought me back into the Yu-Gi tubing scene, that he has made a show with me. It was great fun planning out ahead of time what we were going to play together. He was very insistent that it was going to be something, and I was also really excited for that and for his support and his just generally being a good guy and for being a friend all these years, even while I wasn't playing the game. And so as thanks for that, I am today, actually, as soon as we are done filming, going to be rolling this here up, and I'm going to be shipping this over to him, this drawing, so that he has that forever, as thanks for bringing me back into the scene. And on that note, I do want to let y'all know that with a little bit of that extra time that I'm going to get out of not spending an entire weekend working on a single drawing, I am going to begin a little something. More on that later. But for now, there's something much more important. Today, we open Magician's Force, one of the most iconic sets ever, with some of the most, recognizable monsters and cards. It looks exciting on first blush, let me tell you. It's got unions, it's got spell counters, it's got Amazoness cards, but honestly, this set might be the most nightmarish one to play yet. So let's get cracking on it.
Gotta be honest with you guys, last episode did not exactly go as I had planned. I actually felt Robert and I's polls were pretty balanced, all things considered, but unfortunately, it just didn't pan out in our favor. But we are moving swiftly on to Magician's Force, and there's a lot of interesting strategies for this set. Let's go ahead and start flipping them up so we can possibly talk about some of them. 24 packs. Wow, okay, there's actually a lot to talk about in this pack. X-Head Cannon in the super rare slot. This actually gives us some potential for some of the fusions if we pull them. We do need to get the other components as well, which isn't exactly likely, but it is something. X-Head Cannon's an 1800 beater, which is very nice. Adhesion Trap Hole is another card that I do want to discuss. This card, when a monster is summoned, you have that monster's original attack. So it isn't removal, but it might as well be because it's good enough to be played. There's also Secret Barrel for the burn strategy. This card inflicts 200 damage to the opponent for each card in their hand and each card they control. Burn is a very, very viable route this episode, and maybe we'll be taking it. There's also Roulette Barrel, which is a 2000 defender, and once per turn, you can roll a 6-sided die twice, choose one result, and destroy a monster on the field whose level is equal to that result. What's worse than a 2K defender, but a 2K defender that can actually pop opposing cards? That's pretty scary. And then there's also Freezing Beast. So the Union cards debut in Magician's Force, and Freezing Beast is actually very important, but we will talk about why that is a little bit later. Also, So I guess Tribute Doll could come up, it just really depends if we get the pulls. Oppressed People is another 2,000 point defender, which may just be good enough to see play. Rivalry of Warlords is an interesting control tool. Magical Scientist is in this set, but there's no fusions we can summon off of it, so unfortunately we're not actually going to be able to use this card, which is kind of sad. Let's be honest though, maybe that's for the better. There he is, the meta breaker himself, Giant Orc, a 2200 attack normal summon that can crash through those 2k defenders. Typically in Sealed Showdown, they are so hard to deal with, but having this coming in the common slot is huge. Oh, there it is. If you know, you already know. It is Wave Motion Cannon. The playground staple is probably the best card we can get in this set and is what helps make burn a viable strategy. The reason for that, there's very little spell removal in this set. There are some cards, but they're very few and far between, and some of them are a bit gimmicky. So having multiple copies of this may be the way to victory, but we also need to have ways to play around Robert's copies as well. Royal Magical Library is another 2k defender, which is actually pretty good because since these are hard to deal with, we may get to a point where we activate enough spells to draw a card off of this would be nice. And Thunder of Ruler, a nice little battle trick that just pretty much threatening roars for a turn, so that's pretty good. So I just mentioned how there are some cards that can counter Wave Motion Cannon, one of which, quite literally actually, is Anti-Spell. Remove 2 spell counters on your side of the field to negate the activation of a spell card and destroy it. So this in tandem with something like Royal Magical Library may be actually good enough to warrant playing this just because it can negate Wave Motion Cannon. Now, it doesn't negate it if it's already active, so we do need to see this first, but it is a way we can potentially stop it. And speaking of spell counters, that brings us into Armor Eeks. This is another playground staple card. It can't attack the same turn it's normal, flip, or special summon, and during each of your opponent's standby phases, remove a spell counter on your side of the field if you do not destroy it. But this is a 2400 attack monster, which is a normal summon on top of it. So if we have a way to get enough spell counters in circulation, this is a route that spell counters actually become somewhat viable. Great Angus is an 1800 vanilla, and Second Goblin is interesting. This is a card that you can union onto a Giant Orc and actually change it back to attack position. So if we get enough Giant Orcs, I mean, you could arguably play this if you actually do have initiative. It's an interesting little card in Sealed Showdown.
Oh, I'm seeing an Old Vindictive Magician. Old Vindictive Magician is a really powerful card. It's Maneater Bug, but it is Maneater Bug that is searchable off Apprentice Magician, a rare I am very much hoping to get out of the set. Second Goblin pairs with Giant Orc, which is a 2200 attacker on a level 4, which is really cool, except it's got the Goblin attack force downside. Second Goblin lets you protect it from that by switching it back to its attack position and protecting it from Battle 1. Megaton Magical Cannon is hilarious. I don't expect that we're going to be able to get the spell counters to make it worthwhile, but if you can remove 10 spell counters from the field, you can blow up your opponent's entire board. It would be hilarious. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get to it. Huge Revolution would also be hilarious for similar reasons. The Spell Absorbing Life is a surprisingly good card. This flips all face-down monsters face up into attack position, and for each effect monster on the field after it's done that, you gain 400 life points. Important for both blanking out flip effects, but also for getting 2 grand defenders into attack position, but also for one more thing that we are probably going to get to soon. Pack number 2, another Megaton Magical Cannon. Does it really want me to play that? There's Thunder of Ruler. It's basically Threatening Roar. Burning Beast, Freezing Beast is a really good union combo that is a payoff in that it destroys back row, which is really important for the same thing for which we might need that spell absorbing life. The nightmare approaches. Apprentice Magician. Oh, I am so glad to see that card. That card plus another Old Vindictive Magician. Okay, spellcasters are already looking great. We've got Formation Union, which is a great card for the Union strategy. It lets you equip a Union monster as a quick play or unequip it from a monster. Really cool. And there's Freezing Beast, the other half of the combo. Gather Your Mind is kind of funny because it is a way of gathering spell counters on something like Royal Magical Library or another very powerful monster we'll get to probably in a second. And then Rivalry of Warlords. It could be a very powerful comeback mechanic combined with a stall mechanic. Oh, and there it is, folks. Wave Motion Cannon. For those of you blissfully uninitiated into Magician's Force format, Wave Motion Cannon is a continuous spell card that counts the number of turns it's been on the field, and then when you sacrifice it, it deals 1,000 points of damage to your opponent for every turn it's been face up. There are very few ways to get rid of this in this set. I think they might amount to Burning Beast, Freezing Beast, Breaker, and I honestly don't know what else. Spell Canceller, I think, is in this set. I'm glad to see that I got this card. I am dreading what it will mean for this format. I'm seeing Vampire Orcus, which is a really interesting combination with Descendel. This special summons Descendel from your hand. It's a 1700 beater. Descendel is a 2 defender, and Descendel is a union for this monster that allows you to get tokens once you destroy monsters. Giant Orc is also great to see. We have Magical Merchant, which is great to see because if I need to get to those wave motion cannons quickly, I want to be able to have a monster that lets you kind of search for spell and trap cards. Oh yeah, and Kaiser Coliseum is in this set. Oh, this is gonna be great. What do we got? Another wave, 2 more wave motion cannon. Okay, I am so glad to see 2 of those. I hope I don't get any more. I see another old Vindictive Magician, which is awesome. We also have Roulette Barrel, which is going to be another major meta contender in this set. Basically like Needle Wall on a 2000 defender. Pretty good card. Helping Robo for combat is also kind of funny. He's a 1600 attacker, which is not excellent, but he allows you to cycle cards out of your hand, which is pretty sick. Kashido Spirit may also become relevant because it lets you win ties in battle. There are a lot of monsters with the same attack values in this set, so this card could become relevant. And there's another Gather Your Mind in case I need to go for those spell counters. Next pack, a Dark Core. Ooh, and Spell Canceller. There it is. Ooh, I love to see that. That is going to be one of our very, very few outs to wave motion cannon. This card is basically Jinzo, but for spells and on a weaker body, which is not great, but 1800 is bigger than most things we're going to see. Dark Core is really cool to see though. It banishes face-up monsters at the cost of a discard. Pretty sick stuff. And I think Physical Double is good for like blocking damage from coming in by copying one of your opponent's monsters for a turn. And then Poison of the Old Man is both a burn card and an anti-burn card. Glad to see that. Ultimate Obedient Fiend is hilarious. This card is objectively terrible as a monster on its own, but in combination with Anti, he creates a kind of hilarious Playground Yu-Gi-Oh-esque combo. Anti has you both reveal a monster from your hand, and the player with the higher level monster survives, and the player with the lower level monster loses that monster from their hand and takes 1000 damage. A funny combo there. Really probably terrible, but it's the kind of thing I would honestly play. Let's be clear with each other.
Okay, here we go. There's a lot to talk about in this pack. First of all, second Giant Orc, fantastic, but we also get some of the Union cards here, and some of which I specifically want to talk about. So Frontline Base is a continuous spell that says you can special summon a level 4 or lower Union monster from your hand. So you could hypothetically go Giant Orc, special summon second Goblin, and then immediately equip it. So that could make the Union strategy actually a bit viable. So this is an interesting pack. We did pull a Skilled White Magician at super rare, just a 1700, 1900 body to be honest, but a couple interesting cards here in Physical Double and Continuous Destruction Punch. If you remember Destruction Punch from the Pharaoh's Servant episode or Labyrinth of Nightmare, I don't recall which. This is the same effect, but it's on a continuous spell. So this could be a deterrent for Robert to want to actually hit into our defense monsters, because if he loses them, then that's going to be pretty bad. Oh my god, Dark Paladin? Are you kidding me? It sucks that we can't actually summon it because we don't have Dark Magician or Buster Blader, but damn, that is a really, really awesome pull to see. Kaiser Coliseum is probably the more playable card here. Another Burning Beast though, really happy to see that. Okay, there's our second wave motion cannon. That's really good to see. We're almost about halfway through the opening. Another great Angus. My Body as a Shield is also a nice card just to be able to protect some of our board as well. Not sure how many cards we have that destroy other cards, but probably a card to consider. If we did want to go the burn route, Magical Merchant is a card we could play to help us dig for wave motion cannon a little bit quicker, but otherwise, I'm not sure if there's anything else we really want to see as fast as possible. Oh, and the burn cards just keep coming. We have a Des Koala, a fantastic burn card, 400 damage to the opponent for each card in their hand. There's a very high likelihood we're going to have full hands at times, and so this can just deal like 2000 damage right out of the gate. And then Old Vindictive Magician, a flip effect that just pops a monster. Fantastic card. Oh my god, we got the secret rare Diffusion Wave Motion. Well, it's cool to pair with our Dark Paladin we can't use, so that's unfortunate. Another Old Vindictive though is nice. We also got a Dark Blade. This also kind of turns on some more of the Union strategy, because I believe we pulled copies of Kiryu as well. Not sure if we really need it, but Dark Blade, 1800 body, and has synergy with the Union cards. A really nice card. Oh wow, this is actually the first one one of these that we've pulled. This is Pineapple Blast. When you normal summon a monster, if your opponent controls more monsters than you do, destroy your opponent's monsters so that your opponent controls the same number of monsters as you. Your opponent chooses which one. So if I'm up 3 monsters to Robert's 1 and he has a Pineapple Blast, he can normal summon something and I have to get rid of 2 monsters. So that's a pretty strong card and a great comeback mechanic. This may warrant playing my body as a shield, to be honest.
We have Big Bang Shot. This card's a really, really good equip card. Not sad to see that at all. And Magical Marionette. This is probably the best boss monster we're going to have access to. A 2 grand attacker, very, very solid. Gains 200 attack for every spell counter that's on it. It gains 1 for every spell card that's activated, and you can remove 2 spell counters to destroy any monster on the field. Really, really powerful effect. Glad that I have it. And then Gather Your Mind, got another one of it. And then there's Aitsu. If I see a lot of union strategy here, I am going to be deeply tempted to play this. Aitsu is a level 5 monster with Jackal for attack and defense, but in combination with his union monster, Koitsu, he gains 3,000 attack, putting him at, I believe, a 3,500 beater with battle protection. Once again, probably bad. I kind of want to play it anyway. This is a spicy set so far. A lot of interesting things, a lot of things I am really not looking forward to seeing in practice. Another giant orc and another apprentice magician. Oh, the spellcaster strat's just going to be so good. So I have 2 apprentice magician and all 3 old vindictive magician, and there's another giant orc, got another Kashido spirit. There's Koitsu. And we've got Autonomous Action Unit, which is a really interesting card. It, at the cost of 1,500 life points, is Monster Reborn from your opponent's grave. More accurately, it's Premature Burial from your opponent's grave at the cost of 1,500. In a format where burn is so strong, I'm not sure how strong this card is going to be, but I can potentially see it having its applications in our format. So I'm glad to see that. Magical Scientist is also in here, and Magical Scientist is worthless. There is 1 fusion in this set, and it is Dark Paladin, which is also useless, but it is also not summonable by Magical Scientist, so that is hilarious. Autonomous Action Unit is also in this pack. Oh, how the mighty hath fallen. Oh yeah, and Sonic Duck, the man, the myth, the legend. There's another Magical Marionette and another Secret Barrel. Oh, this format continues getting worse by the second. Cat's Ear Tribe is kind of a fun stun card. If it's being attacked, the opponent's monster goes down to 200 attack points, which if Cat's Ear Tribe is equipped with one of the 2 Big Bang Shots that I drew earlier, that could be really funny. It would basically always win battles during the opponent's phase. Really interesting stuff. I'll be thinking about that. The jank gears are turning there. But we also have Adhesion Trapple, which, speaking of cards that are going to make this set a nightmare, we are not going to be getting over 2,000 defenders very easily with this card in the format, which is going to make it all the more fun. Aren't you excited to see these duels? I'm excited to play them, unironically. Another Big Bang Shot. Okay, this is going to be really helpful in getting over those 2,000 defenders. Ooh, and another Secret Barrel. This is getting good. There's also Verberigorgus and Descendel. I think I have a pair of each of those. Next pack, another Dark Core, very good to see. Magical Marionette again. My Body as a Shield is a card that's probably honestly going to be mostly useless. If I see Alex on multiple old Vindictive Magician, there's a possibility that it's going to go through, and Magical Marionette is kind of weak to it. But once again, it costs 1,500 life points, and you can't activate it during the damage step, and it doesn't respond to Dark Core. So we may not end up playing it. RML, Royal Magical Library, is going to be good for just being a 2K defender that might draw you a card every once in a while. And it also could be really good with Anti-Spell, because Anti-Spell uses up spell counters, and this thing builds up spell counters. So that could be a real card. We have Great Angus. This is the first Great Angus I've seen. He's got 1,800 attack points. Pretty beefy boy. Come to think of it, aside from the giant orcs I've seen, I haven't seen a lot of high attack point monsters. That's a little concerning. There's Oppressed People. It's another 2,000 defender. All right, what's next? Show me a Dark Blade. That would be awesome. Luster Dragon. Ooh, that's potentially even better than Dark Blade. Not great with the Union strategy, but overall, just a solid card at 1,900 attack points on an ultra rare. We also have another Roulette Barrel, exciting business, and another Magical Marionette, and I think I have a play set of Autonomous Action Unit and another Magical Merchant. Some pretty good stuff coming out of this pack. Let's see what we can get in this one. No way. No way! Tribe Infecting Virus! Holy shit! Wow! That card is amazing! Oh my god. Wow. This opening has been busted. It is going to be actually embarrassing if I lose this episode. There's another Great Angus and a Cliff the Trap Remover, which destroys traps. Am I just a dingus, folks? This is spell and trap removal. This is easy spell and well, if you can attack, if you can deal damage, but it's generic spell and trap removal. I had no idea this thing was here. I've read through the set like 5 times. Well, glad to know that that's there. It's not going to overshadow the elephant in the room. Wow, tribe infecting virus. Oh, that is so good. That is so phenomenally good. But I could still get some dark blades, eh? Can we close this out on the last 2 packs with some good stuff? I don't think I can beat tribe infecting virus, honestly, but I'll try. Oh, and there's Skilled White Magician, a 1700 beater, and that's it. It could build up spell counters for me, which would only then be usable to summon Buster Blader, which we don't have in this format. It's basically a 1700 vanilla. It's got 1900 defense, but it has a counterpart, which is Skilled Dark Magician, which is just objectively better in this format. I told Alex last week that I was going to be very angry if I pulled this, and what do you know? There it is. I also have a Desk Koala, but honestly, it's just funny at this point. I can never complain about the pulls I've already gotten. Can we close on a banger? Evidently not. So what an opening, folks. Let's just take inventory for a second. I've got Spell Canceller. I've got 2 Apprentice Magician and 3 Old Vindictive Magician. I've got my playset of Wave Motion Cannons. I think a playset of Secret Barrel. And to cap it all off, show me the card that has been relevant to our lives for the whole last year and a half. Tribe infecting virus. Been ruining our lives for a while, and it's about to ruin Alex's too. Let's get to deck building.
Apprentice Magician's a nice rare because we can actually search for Old Vindictive Magician. It does have to be killed in battle, but it is a way for us to actively get to removal, so that could be playable. Oh, and there it is. 3rd Wave Motion Cannon. We completed the playset. That is exactly what I was looking for. We only have a few packs left, so we might as well just send it from here. Let's go ahead and flip them up a second Fusion Wave Motion. To be fair, like, Dark Magician Girl's the other secret rare, and it's a 2000 attack tribute monster. I guess that's at least playable, whereas this card is not playable, but we did get Poison of the Old Man, Old Vindictive, Magical Merchant. Even like Cliff and Pitch Black Power Stone are like somewhat decent. Let's open the last 2 packs. Let's see what else we can get. Y Dragon Head. Wow, so we can actually use the X and Y Dragon Head together, potentially. We didn't pull what the XY Dragon Cannon Fusion, though. That would have been sick. Big Bang Shot's also a very good equip spell. We'll probably play this. And last up, let's see what's in our final pack. Another Apprentice Magician. I think that could be worth playing with the Old Vindictives. Overall, I'm pretty happy. We got the 3 wave motions. We have some outs to, Robert's wave motion as well. Some different routes we can take. So I'm excited to get building.
Okay. Wow. That was probably the most stressful deck building experience of my entire life. I got up early this morning to do my pack opening this morning. I stressed about it all day at work, and I just got home from work 20 minutes ago and threw this thing together. Here we are. This set is really weird to deck build around. There are a bunch of really strange things that are just going to absolutely whoop you if you deck build for the wrong thing. If you deck build to be beating over defense position monsters and your opponent is playing Amazonesses, if they have Amazonas spellcasting, you're in great shape. If you build defensively and they have Amazonas archers, or if they just have things like the Darkblade Union strategy, you're just going to get totally boned. Burn is absolutely the best strategy that we have available to us, or that we have in the entire set, and I'm very lucky to have pulled it, so I have to focus on that. But after that, what do? Do you stall as much as possible? Do I have to run like Katsier Tribe Pineapple Blast and Kaiser Coliseum to go for the ultimate no fun zone turbo? I don't know. And so I just went with the best cards I had available. I think that I have cards that are uniquely positioned to go on the aggressive, to deal more damage than Alex is going to get, and to get to my burn cards faster than he's going to be able to. And that's just what I ended up with. Let's go through the deck. Starting off, we have 3 Big Bang Shot. I think this is the entire reason why I can do this strategy. Big Bang Shot is also going to be crucial because it gives my monsters the potential chance to contend with the Darkblade Union strategy if Alex busts that out. We've got our Beat Sticks. Giant Orc, I considered Second Goblin, but I didn't think I could justify the deck space and the potential that I draw Second Goblin without Giant Orc. So here's Giant Orc. It's possible that this card is just going to basically be like Exiled Force, but that protects you from an attack next turn. Next, we have Skilled White Magician, which I complained about when I got it, but Honestly, this thing plays around Adhesion Trap Hole. If you set it and your opponent attacks into it, most likely it's not going to have 1900 attack point or more than 1900 attack points, and then it's get flip face up and you have a 1700 beater and a 1900 defender. So that's pretty darn good. We've got Magical Marionette getting into our spellcaster lineup. This card is so good. If you get this plus Big Bang Shot plus literally any other spell, or if Alex gets a spell card while I have this on the field, his attack goes up a bunch and you have the potential to really clear your opponent's board. We'll see if it's worth the payoff, but if this thing just gets the opportunity to run over defense position monsters, then that might be worth it. We have 2 Apprentice Magician, speaking of defense position monsters, 2 Magical Merchant, 3 Old Vindictive Magician, and then we round off the spellcasters with my 1 Royal Magical Library. This card allows me to get both of these cards. What's really important about Magical Merchant is it allows me to have the potential to get to my spell cards faster than Alex gets his. So if this card gets me into a Wave Motion Cannon early, I'm in really good shape. If it gets me into Big Bang Shot early, that's really good. So I'm going to be planning on getting Apprentice Magician into whichever of these flip cards is more important, and then go into Magical Marionette with it. Let's hope that works. It once again loses out really badly to a lot of cards, including if Alex goes for Big Bang Shot. That's pretty much the spellcaster lineup. Royal Magical Library as a 2000 defender, and it could potentially draw me cards. We've got Death Stundle, 2 Roulette Barrel, we've got 1 Death Koala because we're on burn, and Tribe Infecting Virus. Moment of accountability here. Coronavirus jokes are fine. They're probably old. They're probably dusty. COVID jokes about a card called Tribe Infecting Virus when COVID has disproportionately racked indigenous communities because of lack of access to medical care and forced poverty? Probably not a good joke to make. Yeah, don't make the same mistake I did. Just don't joke about that. Anyway, moving on, Tribe Infecting Virus is a really nutty good card. Glad I got it. I really hope that I get to use Rivalry, get Alex to play around it, and then just like absolutely wipe him with this card. That's my hope. We got 3 Wave Motion Cannon, the best card in this set. 2 Dark Chorus, good removal. 1 Adhesion Trap Hole because I only got 1. 3 Secret Barrel, the other best card in the set. 2 Thunder of Ruler to block Alex out of battle. Rivalry of Warlord, spectacular comeback card and also a stall card. This card is actually probably just better Kaiser Coliseum, so I'm gonna be running this card. I only got 1 of it. 3 Pineapple Blast. Even though I'm not on Kaiser Coliseum, Pineapple Blast is an exceptionally good comeback mechanic. I always want to have at least as many monsters as Alex does. If I'm going to be stalling out this game for burn, I want to make sure that I have enough field presence to withstand his attacks. Pineapple Blast is a great way to do that. If I get into a beat stick, I can Pineapple Blast, and there are probably going to be few monsters in the game that Alex is going to want more than one of the monsters that I just summoned. That's the main deck. The side deck is largely a hodgepodge. Spell Canceller is in the side deck instead of the main because it's a weenie. It is a 1 tribute with 1800 attack, and it blocks out my Wave Motion Cannons, which is not great. If I see Alex on things like the Darkblade Union strategy, or if I see him on burn with a lot more spell cards than I'm going to be planning on using, Spell Canceller might come in. We've got Cliff the Trap Remover. He destroys spell and trap cards. We've got Union Rider. Union Rider can steal Burning Beast, Freezing Beast, and then destroy spell and trap cards. Disarmament, the Darkblade Union strategy is really fucking good. If Alex can get 3 Dark Blade and get into the Union strategy, this card is going to be really necessary. Also, if he gets 3 Big Bang Shot like I did, or any number of Big Bang Shot, this card is a nutty removal card. Then we've got 3 Exhausting Spell. I don't expect Alex to be on spell counters, but if he is on the spell counter anti-spell strat, this card may be worthwhile. We've got 3 The Spell Absorbing Life. Like I said, I want to get to a lethal damage before Alex can. This card can be chained to Wave Motion Cannon to protect me from damage, and it also blocks flip effects. We've also got Poison of the Old Man. These are all for if Alex has burn, which is what I expect him to have. If Alex miraculously doesn't have burn, then I'm going to be siding into 2 Autonomous Action Unit. This card is nutty, especially if Alex gets something like Spell Canceller in the grave or Magical Marionette. There you go. That is the deck. Oh boy, let's get to it.
All right, you guys, so this is the deck we are bringing to today's duel. A lot to think about, a lot to cover here, so I'm going to go ahead and just dive right into it. First up, we've got 2 copies of Apprentice Magician. This can give spell counters to things, but I don't think that's super relevant. I guess maybe for Royal Magical Library, but that seems a bit win more. The primary purpose here is that when it's destroyed by battle and sent to grave, we can actually special summon a level 2 or lower spellcaster from our deck and face down defense. So this gets us to Old Vindictive Magician, which is removal, and that's just crazy that we have searchable removal. We have 3 Burning Beast and 2 Freezing Beast. Unfortunately, I didn't get 3 of this, but at least we have some combination of this to be able to deal with Robert's Wave Motion Cannons. 2 copies of Dark Cat with White Tail. This is a very strange control
tool. On flip, you return 2 monsters on the opponent's side of the field and 1 monster on your side of the field back to their owner's hands. Now, this does seem a bit conditional, but the thing is, if we just have 2K defenders staring at each other, the nice thing here is that we can just set this, then next turn flip it, bounce everything, then summon like an 1800 attacker, and maybe be able to get in for a huge amount of damage, especially if we just need to close out that damage threshold by a little bit. 1 Desk Koala, can't forget about this card. This is going to inflict a huge amount of burn damage to Robert, especially in the earlier stages of the game. Sometimes our hands get really full too, so this could do a lot. 2 Giant Orc, because it can hit over literally everything in the format, even though it does go to defense. We do have some ways to protect it. We also have 1 copy of Magical Marionette as our tribute monster. This card's actually really strong. When it gains a spell counter, it gains 200 attack, which means it's 2200 that can hit over all the 2K defenders. But if it has 2 spell counters, we can remove them and target a card on the field and destroy it. A monster specifically, but that's good enough to get over the 2K defenders. So I think this card's actually pretty good in a lot of instances. 2 Magical Merchant, the primary purpose of this is to get to Wave Motion Cannon as fast as possible, because I think that's going to be our ticket to victory. The 3 Old Vindictive, 2 Roulette Barrel. This is going to be another RNG card that could actually just backfire heavily. So I'm a little bit nervous about this, but I think it's going to be a fun card. 2 Royal Magical Library just to wall up. This can also maybe draw us cards, which could be relevant. Skilled White Magicians, a 1700 attack, 1900 defense, so that's pretty decent. And then we have 3 1800 vanillas in the form of Dark Blade, Great Angus, and X-Head Cannon. I do have Pitch Dark Dragon, and I do have Wide Dragon Head to make these actual union effects come up, to give them like 2200 attack, but I need both one-ofs for that to happen, so I don't feel like that's too good to play, because yes, while the games can sometimes go long, I think with cards like Wave Motion Cannon in the set, I don't think that's likely to be long enough. For the spells, 1 Big Bang Shot. This actually gives a monster 400 attack, which means we can hit over 2K defenders, and also piercing as well, so that's pretty nice. 1 Rare Gold Armor, a more defensive sort of equip spell. We can put this on a 2K defender, and as long as we control the monster, your opponent cannot attack other monsters except the equipped one. So what's nice is we can put this on like a Roulette Barrel, probably more like a Royal Magical Library. That might make more sense. And then that way we can actually make it so that Robert has to attack it, so we can start setting up other cards, maybe our union monsters like Burning Beast, Freezing Beast, maybe get some other bigger threats on the field. And this card's pretty hard to out, aside from the ways that you would out Wave Motion Cannon, which we are also playing 3 of. Thank God we got 3 of this, because otherwise this might be a disaster. And then for the traps, 1 Adhesion Trap Hole, halves the monster's original attack on summon, seems pretty good. 2 Pineapple Blast to clean up the field if we need to. 3 Secret Barrel. There have been so many times where Robert and I's games have been very close, and just 1 Secret Barrel activation may make the difference, especially if the games go a little bit long and we have a lot of cards in circulation. This card could just be devastating. And 3 Thunder of Ruler. It's kind of like a bad threatening roar, but it does protect stuff like Giant Orc. It allows us to get some plays going, and so I figure for that reason this card's actually not too bad. It also, because we're playing Burn, could make the difference between a Wave Motion Cannon winning or losing us the duel. The side deck's interesting. 1 copy of Armor Xi, I don't know how to pronounce this, but we have this in tandem with 3 Pitch Black Power Stone. Pitch Black Power Stone just gets 3 spell counters on it, and you can move them once per turn at will, but the whole purpose of it is so we have Armor X out on the field, and we can just keep a 2400 attacker out. We can even put the counters on something like Royal Magical Library if we absolutely have to. So I mean, there's some uses for this card, but it's kind of a dead card, except for this card specifically. But this card may be a big enough payoff that it's worth it. This hits over a lot in this format. 1 Continuous Destruction Punch. This is to deter Robert from hitting our set monsters. I don't know how good this is, because I feel like if Robert knows about it, he's just never going to hit in, but it could give us enough time to be able to wall up and maybe kill him with something like Wave Motion. 2 My Body is a Shield. This card's actually incredible, but I don't know how good this card is in the context of a format where Burn is maybe one of the best options to go with. So 1500 life points is a lot and puts us that much closer to losing to Wave Motion or Secret Barrel. So I have these in the side. I'm going to evaluate how it goes. 2 Poison of the Old Man, as well as 2 Spell Absorbing Life, kind of as our anti-burn measures, just so that way we get some more life points and don't die to something like Wave Motion or Secret Barrel as quickly, depending on if Robert got these cards. And then also in that department, 2 copies of Anti-Spell. This is another reason to play Pitch Black Power Stone, because then we have a way to negate Wave Motion Cannon specifically, and so that's actually pretty good. 2 Exhausting Spell. If Robert's on some weird Megaton Magical Cannon shenanigans deck, I have this in the sideboard just in case. And we have the Dark Paladin, but of course we can't summon it. It's just a pretty sick pull. So guys, I'm super excited. This is going to be a very different episode than the ones we've had before. So ladies and gentlemen, it's time to duel. Robert, this is going to be a very interesting episode from some of the others. You could say that we may be making some waves, depending on how you want to look at it.
Oh, I
How are you
believe we're
feeling?
going to be having some motion from other
Oh my
sets
god!
to this one.
Is this going to be canon moving forward? I'm done. I'm done. I promise.
No, this was a weird set. Deck
Yeah.
building for this set was one of the strangest processes I've ever gone through in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because most of the things that you normally account for when you're building a deck and preparing for a meta don't really apply to this set.
Yeah, for real. It's interesting that burn might be not the most viable, but is actually a very viable strategy in this episode. And that's something I don't think we're going to see too often, depending on how the sets lend themselves. But it's cool to see that in the spirit of Sealed Showdown, we actually had the chance to play something like this, right? And, you know, it's only going to be for one episode, but I think it's going to be a nice change of pace. And I think it's actually going to make the games go a little bit quicker than some of these stall fests we've had in previous episodes. So I'm ready if you are, buddy. We can go ahead and get into it.
I'm absolutely ready, Alex.
All right, let's go ahead and do that rock, paper, scissors. What you gonna pick, buddy?
Okay.
All right. Okay. You really want to win this one. Oh, this is actually huge.
That's
This is actually
really
huge.
bad for me.
Yeah,
That's-
this is going first is already good enough, but for this episode specifically, I think it is even better. Good luck, buddy.
Good luck to you as well, Alex.
Okay, so we will start by going into main phase 1 here, and
Okay.
unfortunately, we didn't achieve greatness as much as I would have liked. I
That's
think I
unfortunate.
am going to start by setting
Okay.
and passing. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, buddy. Well, I'm going to start on a note that this set will not be well known for. I'm going to begin on the aggro side of things. I'm going to normal summon myself a Great Angus.
Sure, fantastic staple of the playground Yu-Gi-Oh days, of course.
And to get the damage started, I'm going to equip him with a Big Bang Shot.
Got the Big Bang Shot. This is a very good rare in this set, for sure.
Very
for
good
sure.
in this set. I'm going to go into battle phase. I'm going to attack into your face down monster.
Okay, this is scary. It was a roulette barrel. I thought the 2K wall was going to hold, but it looks like it's not. I'm going to take 200 damage from the piercing that the Great Angus now has. And,
Real good.
you know, anything else if you got it.
In my main phase 2, I'm going to set 1, 2, and it is your go.
Okay, that's a bit scary. Oh, but you know what's even more scary, Robert? Wave motion cannon!
Ah, the fun begins. But Alex, are you going to make it to 8 turns?
That's the thing. I don't know yet, so we will have to see. I am going to set another card, and I'll pass it over to you.
All right, buddy. I'm going to draw for turn. And in my main phase 1, I'm going to keep this party going, Alex. I'm going to normal summon myself a card I told you I was going to be really mad if I pulled, Skilled White Magician.
Yep. I remember you talked about this. You did get him. You did get him.
And I'm going to go into the battle phase, and I am going to attack your new face-down monster.
So it is an apprentice magician.
Ooh,
So I'm going to
getting
take a
started
lot of
with the
damage
Apprentice
here.
Magician. Okay.
So I'm going to take 1,400 from the attack. The piercing is actually just so good on the Big
It's
Bang
real
Shot.
good.
But with this apprentice magician, I'm going to grab myself an old vindictive magician, and we're going to set that down.
I had the feeling we would be facing the boy. And you know what? I'm going to be proactive about this. I'll be losing my Great Angus, but getting rid of Old Vindictive is going to be worth it.
Yeah, and it's so
there
worth it to
goes
get rid of the Great Angus. Great Angus gets banished, actually. Not that it's probably going to
Is
matter,
it
but Big Bang
still-
Shot does banish the equipped monster.
Is it still equipped if it's been destroyed when Big Bang Shot goes to the grave?
I believe so. Okay.
Okay,
I mean,
that's
well,
fine.
again, I don't think there's even revival. Well, actually, no,
Yeah,
there is revival.
we'll
There is
banish
there is some revival actually.
Okay.
But that could matter. That could matter.
All right, going to end phase. It's your turn, Alex.
And I will draw for turn. In the standby phase, we will put one counter on the wave motion cannon. Only
begins.
7 more turns, Robert.
Only 7 more turns.
And then
Alex.
it's just game over. All right. Now I need to figure out what we're going to do because this is not looking good. Okay, so I think I am just going to set a card and I'll pass the turn.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn, Alex. In my main phase 1, I am going to set a monster, and I think I have to attack into this monster. If it's something like an Old Vindictive, I want to get rid of it as quickly as possible. If it's something like a 2000 Defender, then unless it's a roulette barrel. Letting you flip up roulette barrel
Yep.
without...
It's scary. It's scary because then I have a target for it.
You will have a target for it then. I am actually going to go ahead and set another back row, and I'm going to end my turn.
Okay, 4 back row. That's kind of crazy. Okay, we'll go to standby phase. We'll put another counter on the wave motion cannon.
Okay.
Now, I think I am going to set another card, and I will set a card of my own, and I will pass the turn.
Okay, I will draw for turn and go to standby main. Do you have anything in standby or draw phase?
We're all good.
Okay, I am going to... Yeah, I think that's the way to go. I'm going to flip summon my old vindictive magician.
There he is. Yep.
And I am going to target your first face down monster.
It was a burning beast.
I had the feeling you might be on Burning Beast, Freezing Beast. Okay.
You know, it outs wave motion cannon.
It does outwave motion cannon. And right now, that's seeming pretty important. I'm actually going to go ahead and equip my white magician with a second big bang shot. And
that's gross.
I'm going to just move him over to here for clarity's sake. And let's go into battle phase and hopefully get over whatever this face down monster is.
Yeah, this is going to hurt. And I'm really upset about this. It was a dark cat with white tail.
Ooh, glad that I got rid of that now before it could activate. That's going to be a lot of damage, Alex. And I'm going to go in with Old Vindictive Magician just for funsies.
I'll take the 450.
And it is your turn.
Okay, this is not looking good. I'll draw. That would be good, but unfortunately, I don't think it's that good. All right. I will put another counter on the wave motion cannon.
Sounds good.
All right. I'm going to bring out, and you're going to see what my problem was here momentarily, another burning beast.
Okay. In response to that,
do you have an adhesion trap hole?
I am going to drop. Instead, if you get yourself a freezing beast, I might be in a little bit of trouble. I don't have a response to that card.
Okay. I'll go to battle, and I will hit over the old vindictive magician.
Okay. And I will take 1050.
That is correct.
Which reduces my timer on that wave motion cannon by 1 turn.
It does, and that could matter. I will just pass there.
It could matter. I'm going to go... Ooh, that's an interesting card to pull off the top. I'm going to go into battle phase, and I'm just going to swing over the boy.
Okay, so 21 into 15 is 600, and the Burning Beast falls.
Okay, your go, Alex.
Okay, I will draw. Stand by. We are on turn number 4 of this wave motion cannon. It's getting close, Robert.
It's getting pretty close. You're working on it. It's going to be 3 more turns of this.
I'm going to set one and pass. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, I'm going to draw for turn. Ooh, that's an
My life total is getting low. It's the only thing I'm scared about.
It's getting pretty low. All right, so.
Probably wishing all that back row was more monsters at this point, because you'd probably have me dead if that were
I
the
probably
case.
would have you dead if I had more monsters available to me right now. You know what? I am going to go on the aggressive. I am going to normal summon a monster, a roulette barrel.
God. Okay.
I'm going to go into the battle phase. I'm going to swing into your face down monster. What you got for me, Alex?
Okay, so it's an old vindictive magician. So I am going to take 1,500 damage, 21 minus 6. Now, I really want to pop the skilled white magician, and I think I'm going to. I think I will risk taking... Well, let me think about this, actually, because what I'm scared of is that we know there's burn cards in this set.
We do know that.
If you hit me with roulette barrel, I go down to 1250.
1250.
Yeah, which kind of sucks because then if I draw a card and you have secret barrel, I will take 1,200 damage and be at 50 life points. If you have double secret barrel, I die no matter what. I'm on that you have an adhesion trap hole based off of how you responded to the summon of Burning Beast. So the question is, can I beat double secret barrel? And the answer is no, because even if... Well, I don't know if you have double secret barrel, actually. You would have killed me just on the setting of Vindictive if you had double secret barrel. So I don't think
I think you had too many life points for that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you did Big Bang Shot. So I did just take a huge chunk. So I could just be dead here as soon as this is done resolving. Well, this is interesting now. I can pop Roulette Barrel, and then you... Oh, no, you'll still be able to double Secret Barrel me when I draw for a turn. Okay, I'll take out Skilled White Magician. Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't change the outcome.
That's probably the move. That's going to go to the graveyard, and I am going to attack in with my Roulette Barrel.
Yep. I'll take the 1,000. 1 Secret Barrel put me down to 50, but 2 will just win the game immediately.
Your go.
Anything on draw?
During your standby phase, I think I'm going to activate a Thunder of Ruler.
Gonna just try to preserve the life total a little bit. Okay, wave motion cannon also ticks up to 5.
Yes.
We'll go to main 1, and this will pretty much all but certain, I think, guarantee you victory here. Thunder of Ruler is a very good card in this format for this exact instance. Also the reverse, if I needed more time in the wave motion cannon front. I'm going to fire the wave motion cannon.
Okay, I will take 5,000.
Okay, put you down to 1950. I
It
cannot
does that.
attack you. I'm going to set a monster,
Okay.
and I'm going to pass.
Okay. I am going to draw for turn.
Standby phase. Oh, actually, no. Roulette Burial is a not mandatory card. It is an ignition.
That
effect.
is true.
I'm used to Needle Wall from Guardian.
Yes, indeed. Okay. So your secret barrel, had you a secret barrel, would currently be 1,200 damage.
If I were to secret barrel you, yes, that's correct.
Okay.
Why don't you just attack with that roulette barrel and see what happens, Rob?
Sounds like a great idea, Alex. In main phase 1, I am going to change my roulette barrel to defense position. I am
Sure.
going to set a mystery monster, and with that, I will end my turn.
Great. We're just going to be staring at each other. This is fantastic. I will draw.
It is
You got anything in the
fantastic.
standby phase?
I am going to put you on gotta have it for the spell absorbing life.
I will take the 1,200. Do you have another one?
You, my friend, have 6 cards in your hand. How did my math get off on that? Oh, that's so bad for me. Oh, I thought you had 6 cards in hand last turn. How did I mess that up? Anyway.
Because I wave motioned and got rid of a
Oh,
card.
you did
That's
wave
why.
motion. That's how my this is why we count our cards, friends.
Yep.
It is still your go, buddy.
Okay, sure. We will go to main phase 1. I'm going to set 1, and I'm
Okay. going
going to set 1, and I'm
Okay.
going to pass.
I'll draw for turn. That's interesting. Okay, I think that's
I'm
a
going to
worthwhile move.
Thunder of Ruler here in your standby phase.
That's probably pretty smart. Oh, this is so close.
This is very close. I'm on 50
Oh,
life
this-
points.
Ugh.
You passed?
Okay, I did pass.
Oh my god. Is there an opening here? Anything
What's
in
your
standby?
opening, buddy? Nothing in the standby.
Okay, just want to make sure. Well, it's going to start with a flip summon of Dark Cat with White Tail.
Oh, that's a problem for me.
And I'm going to
Okay.
target your 2 monsters and my set monster.
Yep. To the hand with all of them.
And now I'm on the assumption you have an adhesion trap hole. So can I beat that is the question.
Buddy, you gotta win this turn since you flip summoned
Yeah,
that dark cat
I
with
just
white tail.
realized, I was thinking, I'm like, oh, this wins me the game. And then I forgot the adhesion trap hole until after I committed to the move. So you misplayed the secret barrel, and I think I misplayed this. So I think we're even here.
Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, I am very dead here. Oh my god. That's awful. That's awful. Well, I'll bring out
What
I'll
a
bring out
game, Alex.
I want to see you have the adhesion trap hole. Let's see you have
And
it.
there it is.
Okay, cool. So this goes down to 900, and then this is 1,700 to the face, but I know you can kill the dark cat with white tail, so I will just admit defeat. You got the first game, buddy.
Oh, how did I not throw that, buddy?
I thought I had it 100%, but then I forgot adhesion trap hole.
Oh, what a weird game.
How did that happen? I
That was
played it correctly. I wave motion cannon to avoid getting secret barreled. And then I flipped the cat too early because I forgot about the fucking adhesion trap hole. Oh my god.
truly the pinnacle of Yu-Gi-Oh! You and I are playing today, Alex.
You know, a lot of people, look at Yu-Gi-Oh! As a game of who plays the game most optimally. I like to look at it as the game who misplays the least. I think that is more accurate most of the time. I'm going to go first. Going first in this episode
Sounds
is actually very strong because if we get to the wave
really
motion
good.
cannon, it's, almost game over. But I will draw. Good luck, buddy. Let's see what we can do.
Good luck to you as well.
This hand is eerily similar to what we had before, which I'm not super thrilled about, but we'll give it a shot, I guess. I will
dokie.
go ahead and set a card, and I will set a card, and I'll pass the turn. At least I have a back row this
Ooh,
time.
there is a second set this time
Yes,
around.
a little bit
Getting
different.
spicy, Alex.
A little bit different.
Drawing for turn. Ooh, okay. Well, speaking of things starting off eerily similarly to last
Oh, no. Don't
I'm gonna
do
normal
this to
summon
me.
myself a skilled white magician.
Don't fucking Big Bang shot.
Do you have a response to
No,
it?
I don't have a response.
I am going to equip my skilled white magician with Big Bang Shot.
Fine.
I am going to go into the battle phase and show me the old vindictive magician.
It's an apprentice magician, so the same thing, basically.
You are not kidding about this being the same episode.
Yeah, for the most part. I did set a roulette barrel first time last episode, though. So
That is true.
I will set the
All right.
vindictive. Anything else?
In my main phase 2, I'm going to get the party started, buddy. Let's go with a wave motion
Jesus
cannon.
Christ. All right.
And I am
I'm
going
on the
to-
clock.
You are. I'm going to set a back row, and I am going to end my turn.
Okay. I am going to draw. Anything in standby.
Nothing in the standby.
Okay. Main phase 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I do have a slightly better way to out your skilled white magician than to flip up the vindictive, and that is to normal summon Giant Orc.
That is a normal summon, and I am going to respond to it with an adhesion trap hole.
Well, that answers that for me. Flip up the old vindictive magician.
And there goes my magician.
I guess I have to attack here, so we'll get it for 450 and then 1100, unfortunately. Thank
I will
you
take 1150.
for reducing him down to a miserable tiny orc. I will go to main phase 2, and I will pass the turn. Go ahead, buddy.
All right, buddy, I'm going to draw for turn, and in the standby phase, I am going to give our good friend Wave Motion Cannon a counter. I am then going to normal summon one of my favorite cards I got this episode, Luster Dragon.
Wow, that's a good one, too.
It's
Gross.
a real good one.
Now, you have an interesting choice here. You could go for the damage on the vindictive, or you could kill the orc that's in defense.
I could kill the orc that's in defense, but the orc that's in defense is going to be in defense for a whole other turn.
Correct.
Because it lasts in defense until the end of your next turn.
That's correct.
I think getting over vindictive is the best opportunity I'm going to get. If you've got a second goblin, I guess that's the punish. I'm going to go into battle phase, and I'm going to attack into your vindictive.
I'm going to take 1450 here. Very big hit.
Okay, and I am going to end my turn at that.
Okay, we will draw. Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay.
Don't like to hear that.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't. I am going to activate a wave motion cannon of my own.
There it is.
Now, you're ahead of me, which is scary considering, I'm already on 5,000 life here, so that's not great. So I need to figure out what we can do to help this out a bit. I am going to set one, and I'm going to pass the turn.
I am going to draw for turn in the standby phase. I am going to add that counter to Wave Motion Cannon.
I got 4 turns, so we got to make something happen.
You do have 4 turns. That's not a terrible thought. You've got a set monster face down. So, cards that could be. That could be another apprentice magician. It could be another old vindictive magician. Any of the above would probably be kind of bad for me. Probably the worst thing it could be for me is roulette barrel, although that's like a 1 in 6 chance that it causes me a problem. I think the play here is to go into battle phase and attack your face down monster.
Old vindictive magician. Let's get rid of the luster dragon.
There goes my boy. And in the main phase 2, I am going to set a monster and set a back row, and it is your turn, buddy.
Let's see if we can make... Oh. Well, this got very interesting now, Robert.
Oh.
I'm going to put a counter on this wave motion cannon, and we're going to go to main 1. How about we fire off a second wave motion cannon?
That does change the equation slightly, does it not, Alex?
It does. Thinking here now, you need to wait a full 4 turns. I think I might have you on the race now, potentially, by 1 turn because of this second cannon. I'm not 100% sure, but looking at it right now, I think that might be the case. So now I need to figure out how to deal with your set. And just like with me, you were running through the ringer trying to figure out what it was. Could be an apprentice, could be a vindictive, could be roulette barrel. That would be pretty bad. There's a lot of things it could be. It could even be like Royal Magical Library. That's not like the worst either, right? So how are we gonna do this? You only got 1 card in hand, which makes me feel pretty good. I'm gonna normal summon a second giant orc.
Ooh, that is, that's something. Yeah, a second giant orc is not bad.
I'm gonna put this first orc back to attack since it's now been a full turn. And I will go to battle. I'm going to pretty much hit over this no matter what, hopefully. And let's see what it is.
That probably doesn't honestly help me. there goes my roulette barrel.
Nice. Okay, now we'll hit you for 1100 here. And this matters because it reduces the clock on that wave motion cannon again.
It does indeed.
And this is also nice because the orcs go to defense. So that 1100 is actually now very much more easy to manage. I'm going to go to main phase 2. And that means I won't take damage unless you specifically have Big Bang Shot. And I think I'm going to pass the turn.
Okay, Alex. I'm going to draw for turn, and that isn't nothing. During the standby phase, my wave motion cannon goes up by another. So let's see. So that's going to be at 3,000, which is not nothing.
It's big. I mean, that's half my life.
I am going to set a back row, and I am going to end my turn.
Ooh, no monsters. Interesting.
No monsters.
Okay.
Are you about to hit me with a third giant orc?
I'm not going to hit you with a third giant orc, but I am going to hit you with a third wave motion
Wave motion cannon? Holy fuck.
So this actually means next turn, you're dead.
Oh, Alex, there is one card in my deck that is going to
Oh,
actually
my God.
probably win me this game.
There are ways you can
If
win
I
from this
draw it-
position. There are ways you can win.
Like, I can actually win next turn if I draw one particular card.
Yes, that is true, which is scary. The fact that you're still in it at this point is hilarious. But the fact that
It
I also
is.
have 3 wave motion cannons is also hilarious, that I drew back to back to back almost. Okay, so the orcs are still in defense for this turn, which sucks. I don't think I have much of a choice. I am tempted to actually get aggressive here because I kind of want to put more pressure on you if I can. I'm going to bring out Burning Beast.
There he is.
Is that fine?
Fine is a strong word, Alex, but I do not have a response to that
I'm
play.
going to go to battle and hit you direct for 15.
I will take 1,500.
Okay, that reduces the clock again. This puts you down to 3,850. I could fire my 2 wave motion cannons currently. That puts you down to 850. It doesn't exactly close out the game, though. However, there might be an argument to do this for the specific reason that I think it plays around Secret Barrel exactly because your wave motion cannon goes to 4. You hit me for 4,000. That puts me down to 1,250. If I fire both wave motions, that actually puts me at 6 cards exactly, which means you can only do 1,200, but then you can just kill me when I draw a card for turn. So maybe it's not as good. Maybe there is a way. I'm going to fire them. I'm going to fire the cannons.
Okay.
So I'm going to fire
So
both
that
of them,
is
so you'll take 3,000 from the 2.
3,000.
Yep.
Okay. That is all right.
And then I'm going to pass the turn.
Okay, I am going to draw for turn. Show me
During
the
your
card.
standby phase, I'm going to Thunder of Ruler.
That is okay. Okay. So
Turn 4 on
I
the
get
cannon.
another counter
Yep.
on the cannon. So you currently have 4 cards on the field, one of which is your wave motion cannon.
Correct. And if you do not win the game this turn or before I can fire the wave motion cannon on my turn, then the game goes to me.
Okay.
Not to mention my giant orcs go to attack mode anyway.
Hold up, I need to Google something.
Okay.
So I almost certainly win the game if a card I have works the way I want it to, and I almost certainly lose if it doesn't.
Okay.
Okay, I think that I have this.
Oh no. What do you have?
Yeah, I think I have actually won the game, Alex.
No way.
Okay.
How are
I
you
am
winning?
going to, yeah, I have. I've actually won this game. Okay, I'm going to set a back row, and I am going to end my turn.
What?
I just have to not fuck up this interaction, and I
What?
actually win.
Wait, what the fuck is going on?
Draw for turn, Alex.
Didn't even fire the cannon. I'll draw.
During your standby phase, I'm going to activate Thunder of Ruler.
That makes sense. Cannon gets a counter. Good to proceed to main 1. Mm-hmm. What are you up to? Okay, so I can't attack you,
You can't.
but I can fire the cannon and just kill you. Like, what? No, you have stuff to get life points. That's what it is. Oh, fuck. You have spell absorbing life or poison of the old man. It's probably
And
spell.
there's nothing you can do about it.
It's
Alex.
probably poison or spell absorbing life. If you have poison in the old man, you could have killed me. Actually, that's not true necessarily because Poison, you could... Well, I mean, you could have poison plus wave motion, and you have to wait for a turn because poison deals 800. Because secret barrel also, it's the same thing. It doesn't work. So so it
Buddy,
has to be...
you're talking yourself
I am.
into and out of a lot of things right now.
I am. I'm trying to see if there's any way that this doesn't pan out the way I'm thinking. Okay. I mean, we got to fire it. I mean, you have to show it to me.
And there is the spell absorbing life.
Yep. Okay. So
I will gain my 400.
You gain 1,200.
Oh, no, I gain 200.
You gain 1,200.
So let's see. So I'll gain 600, and then I lose 1,000. So I gain 200 overall.
Oh, from the difference between wave motion cannon and spell absorbing life.
Yeah,
Got it.
Exactly.
Got it. Okay.
Alex, do you have that breaker? This would be a hell of a time for it.
So I play around Secret Barrel, which is probably the correct thing to do, and now I get punished by spell absorbing life.
You absolutely do, Alex.
I had 3 wave motion cannons, and I'm still losing this game. Unreal.
That is correct.
I'll put the orc to attack, I guess. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay. I'll draw for turn.
Unreal.
Okay, so if you have a spell absorbing life now. Okay, so I'm actually going to do some math because of that. Actually, I have to do this turn. I literally do not.
I'm going to Thunder of Ruler in standby just to prevent anything. And this will probably guarantee that you have the game.
Yeah, and I'm going to use the wave motion cannon.
Sure. I take 5K.
And then I'm going to activate my secret barrel for game.
Oh, so you had fuck me, you had both. Oh my god.
That's how I knew it was going to work, Alex. Holy shit, how did I win that? Holy fuck.
This game, I don't think I'm trying to think how I could have done anything differently this game. I feel like this game you got. Last game, I fucked up 100%.
So did I.
I even got you with the Burning Beast hit, too. Wow.
You did.
So that was even more correct to do that then, because you had spell absorbing life. That's insane.
Yep, and I knew that with Thunder of Ruler, even Burning Beast, Freezing Beast wouldn't stop me.
Yeah, I had Desk Koala as the other card in my hand. I was thinking about setting that just for some other burn damage, but the Burning Beast was just more damage, especially over 2 turns. And you only had a couple cards in hand anyway, so Desk Koala wasn't as good. Wow.
I have the most killer runner's high right now, Alex.
Oh my god.
My heart is off. Okay, so Alex, I didn't even get to show off what was so great about my deck.
Okay.
So let's just take a moment.
We could do a game 3. These go pretty quick with the wave motion.
Yeah, let's do a game 3.
All right, let's do it. Run the transition screen. Let's do it.
All right.
All right, buddy, let's just get into it. Pick the first or second. Let's just do a fast and loose one to maybe show off some of the other angles of our deck. Oh, it's so generous because it's done so well for me the last few games. I'm salty
shit,
now.
This opening.
I'm salty now. Oh, man. Oh, actually, did you want me to go first? Because I think you picked first.
Oh, I chose for you to go first.
Okay, well, then I think you'll have to pass the turn over.
Okay, I'll pass it.
Okay,
I forgot that I was choosing for me. You may go first. Okay.
Right. I will not attack you. I will just set a couple cards and pass it over to you. Go ahead, buddy.
Okay, buddy. I'm going to draw for turn, and we will, I guess, start right off the bat with another wave motion.
Here we go again. Yep.
And I'm going to set a monster, and it's your go.
Okay. I will draw. Standby. I will go to main 1. I am just going to run out this giant orc and just hit into... Oh, didn't mean to do that. I'm just going to hit into your set monster.
Okay. And it is an apprentice magician, which is really good for me under these circumstances.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So I'm going to summon my old Vindictive.
Sure. And I will just pass the turn.
Okay. I'm going to draw for turn, and there is a counter. And in my main phase 1, I am going to flip summon my old Vindictive Magician, targeting your face down monster.
Royal Magical Library.
Good hit.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go into the battle phase, and I'm going to swing in with my old Vindictive.
Yep. Vindictive's like a pretty good counter to Giant Orc.
It's a quite good counter to Giant Orc. In the main phase 2, I am going to set a monster, and it is your go.
Okay. We will draw. This one's probably going to be a quick one at this rate. I'll set and pass.
Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. I'll draw for turn, and in the standby phase... Whoops, that's not where that counter's supposed to go. Let's just move it over there. I didn't know you could just move counters from card to card. That's pretty sick. Okay. In the main phase 1, I am going to move my old Vindictive to defense position, and I am going to, because you already have a monster, I'm not afraid of Pineapple Blast. I'm going to set a monster, and I am going to set a back row, and it's your go.
Okay, we will draw standby main. That's an interesting one. I will tribute this Royal Magical Library for a magical marionette.
Magical marionette. I was on that in the main deck too. It's a pretty cool card,
is
Alex.
sick. This card is awesome. I love this. I'm also going to equip it with a Big Bang Shot.
Ew.
Yeah, this is
okay.
nasty.
That's rough.
This gives it a spell counter as well, so it is 2,600 attack right now.
It's a beefy boy.
It is. I'm going to hit into this old Vindictive.
And I am going to take 2,000 points of damage.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's a good one.
Oh, that's
main
200.
phase 2. I'm thinking if there's anything else I want to do. I do have another potential line. You know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to Poison of the Old Manu for 800, and that gives my Marionette another counter.
I will take 800.
And then I'm going to use the effect of the Marionette, remove 2 counters, and I'm going to pop one of your sets. Let's get rid of this one right here.
And there goes a roulette barrel.
Okay. I was trying to get the old Vindictive, but unfortunately we didn't get that far. I'll pass the turn, buddy. Go ahead.
All right. I will draw for turn, and in the standby phase, I'm going to get myself a wave motion cannon counter.
Yep.
Main phase 1.
Marionette Big Bang Shot. That's kind of scary.
Marionette Big Bang Shot is really, really strong. Were it not for wave motion cannon, that would be the best thing that we have in this set.
I agree. Marionette's such a sick card, though. I love that we get to show this off.
It's really cool. One of my favorite cards from the DM era, and it just never got to see play because it's just a bad monarch.
It's outclassed by literally everything around this time.
And I'm glad that we're doing this game 3 so that we can show it off. I am going to, honestly, I'm going to continue on the aggressive. I'm going to flip summon my old Vindictive and target your
I hit
magical
the wrong
marionette.
one, you
You hit the wrong one, buddy.
Fuck off. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, and since I'm on the aggressive, I'm going to normal summon a giant orc.
Sure.
And let's just kind of slap in here, I guess.
I'm so mad. I can't believe I hit the wrong one. Oh my god, that's so infuriating.
My orc goes to defense, and I will end my turn.
So frustrating. I will draw. Let's bring out an X-head cannon.
Ooh, boy.
I'm going to hit into the Vindictive.
And I will take another 1350.
Yep, main 2. I will set one, and I will pass it over to you, my friend.
I'm going to draw for turn. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, what causes me problems here? Secret Barrel is actually kind of threatening to me right here. I have
it's not
6
bad.
cards, which brings me to 1,200.
You have 7 cards, sir.
7 cards, which brings me to 1,400. That's what I said, right? And that means that if you summon a monster and you hit in, I am actually dead to 2 Secret Barrel next turn.
Good. Sounds like a plan.
I'm gonna set a monster, and I'm going to set a back row. I'm gonna end my turn.
Okay, let me just pull 2 Secret Barrel out of my ass now. I'll go to main phase 1. I am going to run out a... which of these guys do I want to run out? I'll bring out a Burning Beast.
Ooh, boy. There he is.
Let's hit into the Giant Orc.
Good move. There he goes.
And let's hit into the set.
And there is a roulette barrel. We finally get to show off this card properly.
Finally get to show off how
take any life
terrible
points.
this
What am I
card
doing?
is. I will, with that, just pass the turn. And let's hope you don't
Okay.
roll a 4.
Let's hope I don't roll 4 in the standby phase. Let's put that wave motion cannon into 4,000 life point territory. And let's roll that die. Okay. If you thought the game shows were over, here goes 1.
Okay.
That's a 5.
We whiffed that one.
Here goes another.
Thank God.
And that's
All
a
right.
3. Okay. Yeah, that's okay for me. But that doesn't actually do me any good. I am going to actually just end my turn on this.
Okay. Like to see that. I'll draw. Gross. I'm going to switch Burning Beast to defense. I'm going to set one, and I'm going to pass the turn.
I am going to draw for turn. Here goes wave motion cannon, I guess. Let's roll the die.
Okay.
6 and
Okay.
1.
Good.
Okay. And
Good.
it's safe for now. It's too bad. There's a card I really want to show off, and just using it is deeply suboptimal for me right now. I'm going to set a monster, and I'm going to set a back row, and I'm going to end my turn.
Okay, my last turn. I don't know if I can do anything.
Wave motion cannon is such a stupid card.
It is such a stupid card.
okay.
I'll set one and pass. Go ahead.
Draw for turn. Oh, that's kind of hilarious, but it's not going to make the difference. There goes the thing. And I am going to I'm gonna fire it off. Do you got the thing?
I will chain the spell-absorbing life that I literally just topped at.
Oh, excellent for you. Okay, there's my RML.
Okay, so I will gain, well, I'm going to lose, well, let's do this in the right order. So I'm going to gain 1,600, actually, excuse me.
Oh, no, yes, 1,600.
And then I'm going to lose 5,000.
True. Okay.
Okay.
And then I am going to, that would be really, really funny, but really, really bad. So I am going to end my turn. Oh, wait, I have a thing to roll. Just a moment. While we're at it.
Maybe want to do that
Let's see
too.
if it happens.
It doesn't.
Okay, it
Okay,
didn't
good.
happen. It didn't matter.
Wow,
Okay,
this card's
you're-
worse than Needle Wall. Who would have
It's
thought?
way worse than Needle.
I'm shocked. Like, Needle Wall was already bad, but this is even worse somehow.
This is really bad.
Main one. Oh, the 2K walls are doing their job. I'm going to set one, and I'll
They
pass
are
the turn.
walls. I'll draw for turn. Awkward. The main phase one, I'm gonna say we had such proactive games 1 and 2, and now we're just staring at walls. Oh, I'm supposed to do a thing right here.
Yeah, you want to go fire that roulette barrel?
Let's fire the roulette barrel. It's
Wow,
gonna,
the
I'm just
sixes
gonna
are
get
just-
sixes for the rest of time, aren't I?
Or ones in
Sixes
this
and
case.
ones. Sixes and ones. That's all we get. Your go.
I'm going to fire a secret barrel, Robert.
Ew. Okay. Are you gonna hit me with 2 secret barrel?
I'm going to hit you with 2 secret barrels, Robert.
Okay. I'm gonna. Are you actually hitting me with 2 secret barrels?
I am hitting you with 2 secret
Okay.
barrels.
How much damage is that?
You have 9 cards. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 times 2 is 3,600.
3,600. Yeah, I'll take 400 less plus the 1,600 I gain.
Sure,
Do
so
you
you're
have
going to take...
3 secret? Okay. I always
So-
get freaked out when you go quiet for a second.
Right. So I think you actually take 200 less than 2 because I believe the card goes to grave before Secret Barrel resolves. That means 368 times 2 is 16. Times 2 is, so you take 3,200.
And I'll take 32 back. Okay.
Yeah, maybe we should have
this
just
is-
sat
this
on
is
him.
awkward. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe. I should have just waited till we just kept clogging our fields. I'll draw. I'll set. I'll pass. Go ahead.
Where is all of... Oh, it's happening. Alex, it's happening. Do you have anything in the standby?
I do not.
I'm gonna normal summon the greatest card in my deck, Tribe
Oh, no.
Infecting Virus.
Wow. Okay, well, I mean, if anything, good thing I secret barreled when I did. All right.
Let's see. Do you have any cards on your side of the field that have the same typing that I have? You actually do, which is...
I'm going to adhesion trap hole the tribe before you continue.
Okay, that's pretty legit. I am going to activate his effect, I guess.
This is gross.
I'm going to... Oh, no, I'm not going to activate his effect yet. Hold up. There's something better I can do.
You're going
Let's
to
start
roulette
with
barrel
this.
first and miss
Gonna
again?
roulette barrel first and miss again. This
card's so bad.
What the hell? Am I going to lose this because of... Okay, all right.
Tribe it up. Just pitch your whole hand and just nuke the board. I dare you. Do it. You won't.
Okay, actually... What's the play here? So it's got 800 attack.
It's 800, yeah.
Okay, I am actually, I'm going to do something highly suspect. I am going to, oh wow, this actually takes out my monsters as well. This is
Yes,
slightly
because I have a
suboptimal.
spellcaster and I have a machine.
Spellcaster and a machine. No, this is bad and I just want to do it. Okay, I am going to activate his effect. I'm going to discard a Dark Core, another card we just didn't get to show
Wow,
off.
nice
and I'm going
pull.
to call Machine.
Sure.
Okay. And then I'm going to discard another Dark Core.
Wow. So spellcaster this time?
Yep.
Sure.
And then I am going to use 800 right now. Okay, I'm going to bang shot my
Holy shit. Yep.
This is
So
the worst
he's
use of this card ever.
1,200?
1,200.
Oh my god. All right, I'll take the 2.
Your turn.
Awful. Anything in standby.
Nothing in standby.
Main, I will normal summon Dark Blade.
Okay, I'm going to adhesion trap one.
Fuck. That's a Thunder of Ruler, sir. Wrong card.
That is, oh yeah. I mean, we're doing great today, Alex.
You already won. You're already on the high.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll set one and pass then. Go ahead.
Okay, I am going to draw for turn. I don't think there are any battle tricks in this. set,
I'm going to Thunder of Ruler.
That's, I guess, technically a battle trick.
Yes, technically.
What am I going to
So now if you want to kill my Dark Blade, you have to use your tribe effect.
I do. I am going to.
Oh, you know you want to. You know it's so tempting.
It's very tempting. I'm going to set a back row and end.
Oh, God. All right, I'll draw.
In the standby phase, let's
Thunder
go for
of Ruler?
that Thunder of Ruler. Yeah.
Sure. Main one, I'll put the Dark Blade to defense.
Ooh, he has defense points.
He does have defense points, and I believe Adhesion Trap Hole only reduces attack, so this will actually force you to tribe here if you want to.
That's true.
Gross.
I'm very glad that this actually came out. I was going to.
This is funny.
To be so awkward if I never got to summon the best card in my deck.
So next turn you can draw Hitch to pop the Dark Blade since you can't hit over it. I'll be on 50 life points. That sounds fantastic. What is it with me being on like 50 life points almost like at the end of all of these games? Okay, I don't like this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to bring out Freezing Beast.
Okie dokie.
And I'll pass.
Okay. I'll draw for turn. That might actually counter me.
So now you have a predicament because you can tribe to pop Freezing Beast or you can tribe to pop Dark Blade. But if you don't have another Thunder Ruler to protect yourself and I have another monster next turn, which I'm top decking, and our decks are like all monsters, let's be honest, then tribe dies. So you're in a weird spot here.
I'm actually going to try for it. I am going to make sure that tribe's an Aqua. Okay. I am going to tribe for oh no, they're both Aqua. Ooh, you
damn it, you almost walked into it without noticing.
You almost got me there, buddy. I'm going to go after Dark Blade.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, holy shit, this is the biggest brain play if he fucking falls for it.
It almost worked. I was like, the Freezing Beast is a beast, right?
I'll hit.
Okay, and he's going to get banished. The worst use of this card ever done.
You're going to take, what, 300?
Take 300.
Yeah, I'll set and pass. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. Oh, no! If that was a monster, I was just, like, actually probably going to win, but I did not get a monster.
I will normal summon Roulette Barrel.
And it is all you, Boo. I got my Rivalry of Warlords.
Wow. I mean, to be fair, you could have used that. I would have had to send Roulette Barrel to grave. However, I had Poison of the Old Man, so you were dead anyway.
Yeah, and I was going to get a Wave Motion Cannon next turn.
Oh my god. Wow, that was a fun game 3, though. I'm glad we got to show off some parts of our deck. That was good.
Absolutely stupid. That was the worst use of Tribe Infecting Virus ever invented, Alex.
I might have almost gotten to the point where I might be the first individual who has almost made Tribe blow itself up without the other person realizing.
That's true.
Because Freezing Beast is an Aqua, and Tribe never calls Aqua typically.
That is true. It does not. So what other interesting things did you get, Alex?
Not a whole lot. I feel like you saw most of the good stuff that I got. Looking through the deck here, you saw my Skilled White Magician, so I got one as well. Yeah, I feel like you saw everything for the most part. The only other card that you didn't get to see that I was playing was Rare Gold Armor. I thought this was kind of a cool card just to force you to attack the 2K defenders. And that way I would try to be able to establish a Burning Beast, Freezing Beast combo. Because this is so optimistic for this to happen. I almost didn't want to play these cards. But the fact that there's a remote chance you might be able to pop Wave Motion Cannon with them almost makes it worth it. I don't know. I mean, you might not have even been on them because we're halfway through your deck and I don't even see them.
Yeah, I actually chose not to be on them. My plan for you playing Burn was to burn you better. I had 2 Magical Merchant in my main deck. I had 2 Apprentice Magician. I had a Desk Koala, and then I just planned on siding into my Poison of the Old Man and my Spell Absorbing Life.
That's exactly what I did!
I was just like, you know what? Big Bang Shot. And I got 3 Big Bang Shot, Alex.
That's gross. You got 3 Big Bang Shot and 2 Dark Core. I didn't get any Dark Core, and I only got 1 Big Bang Shot. So
I spent so much energy during work today, Alex, to plan on how I was going to build my deck against you, and it turned out to be a perfect mirror match in which I just so happened to throw the game less hard than you did.
Thanks for reminding me. I appreciate it. Wow, what an absolute colossal nightmare of a game. Well, the good thing is, at least we got 3 entertaining games out of it for the fans, and this was just a very fun set because it didn't take too long. There was some bullshit that ensued, and I think this was just a good time. I wish a lot of the other sets we're gonna do are like this, where it kind of just feels like it kind of hits all the angles, right? You have some aggro with the Big Bang Shots. You have some control with the Roulette Barrels and different things like that, even though that card never fucking resolves. You know, there's so many different axes that you can go on in Magician's Force that I think it was actually a very fun set to play. I think this has been one of my favorite episodes, just kind of all around. Pharaonic Guardian was probably up there too, but that one was pretty long. This one was like the perfect length, I feel like.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a wild and weird format. I'm so glad that we got to show off Wave Motion Secret Barrel, that I got to bring in Tribe. That Big Bang Shot was like a heavy hitter in this episode.
Yeah, for real.
A lot of great things out of this set, and I predicted it was going to be a nightmare, and it absolutely was, because my heart was racing the entire episode.
So much suspense. The triple wave motion cannon and still lost. Unbelievable. So guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Sealed Showdown. Next episode, I believe, is Dark Crisis, although don't quote us. We have to check if there's a side set, although we just did the 2003 tin, so I think we're a pretty ways away from the next one. But we'll see. Should be Dark Crisis, so be sure to stay tuned. Let's shout out the patrons as always. Big shouts to Shadow1317, Showtagonist, Sean Alling Jr., Joshua Schlee, Cameron Smith, and Gayoko, Tim00x3, Ike Ironfang, Pony Starkey, and Musa, Michael Dente, Dan the Manhoban, Part 2, Synchro Guy, Ole, Mystic Walk, Sylvia Wilds, Indiana Taisho, Draconic, Dollywop, Jarvis Martin, Logan Thomas, Peter Gregory, Thomas Nelson, Jordan Coons, Kelvin, Cole T, Iron Bladesman, Pure Ace, Jesse Wood, True Nerdgasm, Brother Paul, Chris Hood, Farfa Gives Gage Bad Advice, Lumpy, Nehru Celeste, David Lou, Rockley325, Blaine Rogers, Silent Agent 216, Eyesight and Gren Maju and Salad, Sky Rose, Dylan Hunter, Yusuf Aslan 05, Garthox DOW, John Two Base, Apathy Astro, Brody Eastwood, Dace Zur, Carlos DT, Give Me Speedroid or Give Me Death, they changed their name, Shane Corrin, and TC Gaming. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we'll see you in Dark Crisis, maybe.